Okay, Donald Trump just threatened to sue the New York Times for $10 billion, all because of a sexually suggestive note and drawing tied to Jeffrey Epstein. A note that Congress just released and that allegedly has Trump's signature on it. And if you think this is just another fake news fight, you're wrong. This case isn't just about a crude drawing. It's about credibility, power, and the dangerous game between a president, the media, and the truth. First, a quick disclaimer. This is satirical commentary based on news report from New York Times. This is my take for entertainment purpose, no hate intended. So here's what happened. On Tuesday, the New York Times published a piece about a 2003 birthday gift for Jeffrey Epstein. That gift included a note. And the note wasn't just any note, it was sexually suggestive. It included a crude drawing and it appeared to be signed Donald. The kicker, that signature looked eerily similar to Donald Trump's real one. Now, Trump immediately denied it. The White House called it a fabrication. And within 24 hours, Trump's personal lawyer, Edward Polzik, sent the Times a letter demanding a retraction, an apology, and raising the prospect of a $10 billion lawsuit. That's not just a lawsuit, that's a financial nuclear bomb. This isn't the first time Trump has threatened to sue a news organization. Over the past year, Trump has turned lawsuits into a weapon, a tool not just to fight back against stories he doesn't like, but to intimidate newsrooms and chill journalism. Remember, he already got ABC and CBS to settle lawsuits for $16 million each. In June, he threatened to sue the Times and CNN over stories about an intelligence report on Iran's nuclear program. And back in July, he filed a lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal and Rupert Murdoch over the exact same Epstein note we are talking about now. This is a pattern and it's not random. Trump is trying to delegitimize institutions that hold him accountable. The press, intelligence agencies, even the courts. Anyone who challenges him becomes fake news or deep state. But she's the real danger. When a president threatens billion-dollar lawsuits against journalists, it's not just about his reputation. It's about controlling the flow of information. Now, let's talk about this note. Congress released it as part of a batch of documents from Epstein's estate. Inside was a crude drawing of a naked woman alongside a dialogue supposedly between Trump and Epstein. The Times didn't just print rumors, they compared the signature on that note, Donald with a long tail at the end of the D, to personal notes Trump wrote to New York City officials from 1987 through 2001. In other words, they showed receipts, visual evidence, and then in the same article, they printed Trump's denial. That's what journalism is supposed to do. Show the facts, show the responses, and let the public decide. So when Trump says this is a malicious fabrication, it's worth asking what exactly is malicious about publishing documents Congress itself released. This find isn't really about one note from 2003. It's about Trump rewriting the rules of accountability. Think about it. In a democracy, presidents don't sue newspapers for $10 billion because in a democracy, the purse has a First Amendment. Freedom of speech, freedom to publish. But Trump is flipping that script. He's saying, if you report on me, I'll destroy you financially. And the scary part, it's working. Because when ABC and CBS hand over $16 million each to settle, it sends a message to every newsroom in America. You go after Trump, it's going to cost you. That creates what lawyers call a chilling effect, and what regular people call fear. Now, let's zoom out. Jeffrey Epstein's name has been radioactive since his arrest and death in 2019. Anyone linked to him faces scrutiny, and Trump is deeply sensitive to that connection. Yes, he's denied involvement. Yes, he said he cut ties with Epstein. But every time new documents come out, like this birthday note, his name comes back up. And politically, that's a nightmare. Because Trump doesn't just want to win legal battles, he wants to control the narrative. If people start asking, why was Trump signing a sexually suggestive note for Epstein in 2003? That question alone is toxic. It doesn't matter if the note is real or fake. The association hurts. And that's why he's going nuclear with lawsuits. It's just what's at stake. If Trump succeeds in making lawsuits the cost of doing journalism, we all lose. Because the press isn't just about headlines, it's about watchdogging power. When the media can report on presidents without fearing billion-dollar lawsuits, corruption goes unchecked. Truth gets buried and democracy erodes. Look, you don't have to like the New York Times. You don't have to agree with their politics. But the moment a president can sue them into silence, the next target could be any outlet, any journalist, any critic. And eventually, it's American people who are left in the dark. So what's Trump's play here? Step 1, deny everything. Step 2, attack the media. Step 3, weaponize lawsuits. This is classic Trump. It's the same strategy he used in business. Threaten endless litigation until the other side caves. But here's the twist. This isn't about hotels or golf courses anymore. This is about the public's right to know. And Trump knows that in today's environment, perception is everything. Even if he never wins a $10 billion lawsuit, the headline, Trump sues the New York Times, creates doubt. It muddies the waters. It makes people say, well, maybe the story was fake. Maybe the Times made it up. And for Trump, that's enough. So where does this end? We are watching a president use a coach to fight not just for his reputation, but against accountability itself. And the scary part is, it's working. This isn't about whether you support Trump or not. This is about whether facts still matter in America, whether journalists can publish documents released by Congress without facing billion-dollar threats, and whether we as citizens still get to decide what's true based on evidence, not based on lawsuits. Because if the answer is no, then we've entered a new era. An era where the most powerful man in the country doesn't just print the news, he sues it out of existence. Donald Trump versus the New York Times isn't just a legal fight, it's a battle for the truth. And if the truth has a $10 billion price tag, who is going to pay it?